This is Verified, a show that debunks misinformation from across Africa and beyond. My name is Linda Ngare.
And I am Calvin Rock. In one of our previous episodes, we told you about one of the ways of identifying fake news: sensationalism. Sensationalism, we said, is embellishing news so as to attract attention at the expense of the truth.
But today, we talk about one other way of identifying fake news. Before that, though, as always, we have something for you to learn. Calvin, what is today's lesson?
Phishing. And no, this has nothing to do with stringing a hook to a fishing line or casting net in waters to catch fish. Phishing, spelled Phishing, is fraudulent scammers using emails to harvest information. Usually they occur in form of emails which are sent to you apparently or seemingly harmless, but intended to make you give up personal information. Sometimes these emails contain links or documents that once opened contain malware that harvest personal information such as passwords, IP addresses, location, names, and all that. So this information may be sold to corporates or sometimes may be used to steal from you.
That is informative. So if you've received suspicious email or you're not certain about the sender, avoid opening links or documents contained in such email to stay safe. I bet part of personal information that can be used against you is your phone number.
Yeah, sure. Your location also.
As well as your email address.
And passwords. Passwords are very revealing.
Okay. What other ways do we have, Calvin, for identifying fake news?
Linda, I suppose you've come across an advertisement with a link begging you to click it.
I have plenty of times.
Now, many Kenyans dream of working abroad or studying abroad, say in Canada, or even getting freebies from the government.
Myself included.
Now, Piga Firimbi has previously looked into such advertisements. There was one promising jobs in Canada, 450,000 job openings. Now, this advertisement claimed that there were that number of openings in Canada, and all one needed was to be at least 16 years of age. Now, note that 16 years is a minor. Then the other thing is that this advertisement contained a link that once opened required you to fill in your personal identification details, such as name, email, phone number. This is typical of a phishing scam, Linda.
And it appears that majority of Kenyans happen to fall for such scams based on a Nation report that says Kenyans lost up to 2 million shillings per person in 2019 due to cons purporting to offer job opportunities in Canada.
Linda, that is so much money.
Right, and such claims, or rather the fakes of it, would guarantee travel, guarantee accommodation. So it's just a matter of showing up, I guess.
Yeah. There was a guarantee of travel assistance, accommodation, and instant work permits.
Too good to be true, I say.
Too good to be true, Linda.
And that is typical of phishing scams. Which brings us to the other way of identifying misinformation, when a piece of fake news or advert contains a link that tricks you to clicking it with the promise of money or these Canadian lifetime opportunities.
Yeah, so the word is clickbait. Now, talking of money, this brings us to the other example we found. Now, there was an advertisement promising 4,700 shillings to Kenyans who had registered as voters. It claimed to be from IEBC, and just like the previous one, once you clicked the link contained therein, it asked for personal details.
And to what end, Calvin? What's the worst that could happen if I gave out my information?
Well, most of these scams usually contain what we call engagement bait. Now here you are asked to share the information to your friends, maybe on WhatsApp, say 5 groups or even 10 friends. Now this particular one was asking that you share with 20 friends, at least 20 friends, and 5 WhatsApp groups.
I've come across such a dozen of times, but eventually it's a dead end and a rabbit hole. I'm yet to see anyone who's received the promised money or gone to Canada because of these
Yeah, sure, Linda.
adverts.
Nobody ever has received money from such scams. Like Linda said, you lose money instead. Now, in the process, you've helped spread the disinformation and you've given up personal information which may be used to your detriment.
And those of your friends.
And those of your friends.
Piga Firimbi has also looked into another promising advert, like the ones mentioned, and this one was promising 50,000 shillings in a fake youth empowerment program. Just like others, applicants were eventually asked to share to 10 groups of friends on WhatsApp, of course after completing a survey in which one was required to state their age and employment status. These kinds of fake scams have implicated brands that have reputation, including Safaricom, the East African Breweries Limited, Cooperative Bank, and even the COVID-19 cash relief fund that had been promised by government before.
Yes, Linda, the fund was true, but there were some scams which claimed that there was this fund, but were false, like one we looked into. Now, note that most of these scams use reputable names to make them appear legitimate.
Right, so keep an eye for any disreputable and probably malicious scams online. You can find these claims as fact-checked on our website at pigafirimbi.africauncensored.online or follow us on our social media platform at pigafirimbi on Twitter.
So the next time you come across a clickbait or an engagement bait, chances are very high that this is fake.
Until next time, I have been your host, Linda Ngari.
And I am Calvin Rock.